Apple released the Apple Vision Pro about a month ago, and worldwide developers are very excited about it. A lot of my friends ask me, how does it work? What's the development tools? What's the difference? What's the limitation? How ready the SDK is? And this tutorial will gradually explain everything. So learn the VisionOS with me in this channel. In the first episode, we're going to talk about how to set up the environment, select project options, and by the end of this episode, you will build, run, and simulate the VisionOS app for the first time. All right, so first thing first, we need to download the latest Xcode beta. So log in the Apple developer account and find the Xcode 15 beta. So Apple is updating the Xcode beta very aggressively and very frequently, almost like one version per week. I guess they're trying to fix all the bugs in there, specifically for VisionOS. Creating a new project in the Xcode, you will find a very new, exciting tab. It's called VisionOS. That's what we're here for. When you create this new Xcode project, Xcode is going to ask you what's the initial thing. Window means it's going to be a 2D traditional window, like iPhone, like iPad. The other option, volume, means the first thing you show to the user is going to be a true 3D volumetric object. So at this moment, Xcode is trying to create a template for you, but you can always change what's going to be the first thing in the code by coding it. So let's select a window here. The last option is immersive space, and the default option is mixed. Mixed is mixed reality, but Apple doesn't want to use that word. But it is what it is. So everything will be in see-through. The last option is full. It means everything around you will be fully immersive. You can say that's metaverse. Pretty much so. Let's say we select mixed and continue. Click next. Okay, we have created our first Xcode project, and let's take a look. What does it have? So the first file I want to take a look at is the app.swift. The first word is your app name, and the app class key name means this is the entrance of the app. And the first window you're going to see is the window group. This is your initial thing. Xcode is nice. It creates immersive space for you as example with an ID. It's called immersive space. And so there's two files. The two other files. The one is content view. This is initial thing. Take a look, and it will give you a preview on the right side. You can rotate it. You can move it. And you can move your view more like a joystick. Use your trackpad. But remember, when you click something on the window, you have to use the left button and click it. Otherwise, this rotation thing, I cannot click on it. And the other file is called immersive view. It's an immersive space. And here, the keyword, or say the class, new class, is called reality view. This is like something brand new. Rarely have documents on it. The two objects are actually on the very top over there. So it can preview as well. So this is the volumetric, and the content view, this is the 2D window, and they can be displayed together or each alone, right? Okay, let's take a look at the content view file here. Content view file is the main initial window of your app. It says import Swift UI. So VisionOS only supports Swift UI. If you are a legendary iOS developer like me, you will find you really want to use a storyboard. You really want to use UI kit. It's so good to use. It's so intuitive. It is. And I tried to use storyboards to develop a VisionOS app. You're right, it works. However, you will find it more and more difficult to continue that eventually. So my recommendation is switch to Swift UI from day one for VisionOS, and you will get used to it. You have to get used to it. Yeah. So maybe later we can start a tutorial about how to use UIKit on VisionOS. I think that would be popular, but that's not the right way to do it. Okay, so let's continue to the Swift UI. So in the body of the Swift UI, you will see navigation split view. Navigation split view is basically the left and the right split thing. The good thing about it is it's actually an adaptive UI. So for example, if I continue to squeeze it, the left side will disappear. For example, this could be on the iPhone. Or if I extend it, it's come back. This could be on the Mac or on the iPad or on the VisionOS. So all the Swift UI thing is it's adaptive. This is an example. And of course, you can always change that. You can give it a constraint, say the minimum width, or say the style, always display two sides, or always hide the left side, things like that. It can be done, right? But by default, it's adaptive. And later you will see the titles. You can change that and see what's happening. Say, for example, hi, and it changed instantly. And later you see hello world, say hello VisionOS. Yeah, it changes with you all the time. That's a good thing about the Swift UI and the preview. And this code essentially is there's a toggle button. When you click the toggle button, it changes, it opens or closes the immersive view here, right? You can try that. To continue, let's remove everything here and let's make it our first simplified app. Delete it. Yeah. Let's type in navigation stack. And on top of this, or say inside of this, we need a Z stack. Z stack means the components in there is in the vertical style, that the first one will be on the bottom and the second one will be on top of it. So for example, we can put an image as a background and then put a text as a foreground, right? So let's say image. Right now you have to go to the assets and drag and drag a picture into this. I copied this photo from apple.com, and you can use any photo. And I come back here, we say this is the image example. And we want another thing called text. Say VisionOS, hey. Now we'll wait for the preview. And now, actually, I think we have it. So this is the window, this is the image, and this is the text. Actually, we forgot to put the Z stack in there. And by default, it's a vertical stack. So let's put the Z stack in there. And copy paste this thing into the Z stack. And now it understands the image is on the background, the text is in the foreground. Now let's beautify this thing a little bit. Make our first app a little bit satisfied. First thing, we want to full screen the image. So we type in resizable. and then type in scale to fill. Okay, so now the image is like full screen. And then the text is too small, so we type in front, extra large. Cool, that's it. This is our first VisionOS app. And actually everything is pretty good in the preview. If you want to, you can run the simulator. Basically, click here, and the simulator will start to run. It will take some time for it to start, and beta Xcode simulator is not that stable. I found basically I have to restart the Xcode every day. Otherwise, like CPU is like so high, or it crashes, or it pops some errors. I found the preview is actually pretty good. It do everything it does. Like it switches windows, the volume metric, everything is here so far. I think now you see like the simulator run into an error. Don't worry about it. You just restart it, or you close the Xcode and then restart it. It will run eventually. All right, simulator gets started. Let's take a look. You can zoom in. Technically, you can get closer. You can view it from different angle. Always good to see it in 3D. You can switch to other environments. This living room I love the most. Yeah, the simulator is pretty good. I think it's very close to the eventual user experience, except it's not holographic. It's not stereo. But everything else will be so similar. I bet there's so many Apple engineers haven't touched the Apple Vision Pro yet, and they work in the simulator on a daily basis, and that's how Apple could keep the device in secret. Yeah, the simulator is good. You can trust the simulator, and you can actually close it. Let's switch to another angle to see this little dot a little bit clearly. So you can close the thing, you can move it, and you can close this window by clicking this button, and then you will have the main window here. In the main window, you can explore like the settings, like the photos, like Safari, like every other apps in there. There will be the native apps in the VisionOS. All right, this is your first app. Congratulations. In the next episode, we're going to make it a little bit more complicated. And the next one, we will put a true 3D volumetric objects in there, and it will be animated. So subscribe this channel, and thank you for watching.